Yeah, it'll give me a notification. Hey guys, we are live. What is going on? Tanya Eliza here. I am with two of my entrepreneur friends and buddies. And as you guys saw from the promotion that we did to kind of pique the interest of what we're talking about today, this is actually the last live broadcast that we're doing of the week. We've been doing these every day since Tuesday. And what I've been doing is I've been bringing out members of my community, my online family, and everyone has sort of a different business. And what we're doing is I'm helping them to come up with ideas that they could create content from that would attract perfect buyers. And so if you have products and services that you sell, if you are an entrepreneur, basically if you sell anything, stuff, services, and you're using social media, you're using the interwebs, and you're using it in a way where you want to attract clients and buyers and build your brand and become that go-to person for XYZ information, then you need to create content. And this broadcast today hopefully will spark some really good ideas on how to create the best content that's purpose-driven to actually attract the right people to you so that you can build a relationship with them and do more business in a bigger way. So that is what we're talking about today. I've brought on my friend Brian. I have brought on my new friend Crystal, and we are talking about, I'm going to see if I can put your names up as well on there so people can actually see your names. Show display names. That might be helpful. Boom. There we go. That's helpful. You learned something new at the last day of our series broadcast, what you can do, right? We're talking about, so Brian is in the niche per se. He's kind of got a little arm of things that he can do, but his main niche or niche, however you say it, is real estate. Essentially, he is a CMO. I'll let him tell you a little bit more, but he's a CMO for a company called Truly Title, and they do sexy title insurance and fun stuff that everybody wants and needs, right? So how do you get clients there? So Brian has taken a hugely amazing angle, I believe, at giving value to a specific group of individuals that he has said, hey, this is our perfect client. This is our perfect audience. Here's how I want to show up and deliver value so that they view me as a credible resource. And then they want to do business, hopefully, with me. So we're going to be talking about that. So you're in the real estate niche, and we're actually broadcasting. Let's say hi to Truly. Say the name again.
Truly Social.
Truly Social.
All of our friends are Truly Social. Yeah.
I want to say hi to everyone in Truly Social because we were broadcasting. Like Brian said, can we broadcast in my group as well and give them a ton of value? And I said, oh, of course. That's amazing. Thank you for asking me. And then what I did is I actually sat down this morning. I was showing them before we hit live. I was like, dude, I have so much great content for you and Crystal today. I'm going to be sharing this much content ideas for realtors to attract clients. I literally sat down this morning, had my coffee by the fireplace, and I just brain dumped all these cool ideas for realtors to be able to attract buyers on social media, plus create MSIs, which is my favorite word, which is multiple streams of income. Acronyms, not really the word, but multiple streams of income, so that you can increase your transactional relationship with your clients. Because real estate can be sometimes transactional. Like, when are you going to do another piece of business with that person, if ever? So how do you still keep that flow coming? Got some really good ideas for you, my friend. It's going to be amazing. So Truly Social, we're going to crush it today. Thank you for joining. Crystal is a brand new online family member of mine as well. So Crystal she is in the active wear niche or niche. And she's also getting into nutritional coaching. So they actually kind of go hand in hand really well together. And so we're going to be working on helping her to create content that attracts perfect buyers that are interested in buying active wear as well as nutritional coaching. Crystal, boom. We're gonna have some fun too, girl. It's gonna be amazing. And by the way, if you're joining in, drop a comment and let us know where you're viewing in from, and then what business or niche or profession that you're in, or what is it that you sell. Because it doesn't matter if you're not in real estate, it doesn't matter if you're not in nutrition or fitness wear. This is going to give you so many really good ideas for whatever business that you are a part of. And you guys will see this come together. And this is our last broadcast. Hopefully you guys saw the other broadcasts as well. If you know anybody on planet Earth, or I should say the interwebs, that would like to see this hot seat session, you think it would add value to them, smash the share button. If you are on Facebook, type shared in the comment section below. You can also share from YouTube. I'm broadcasting from my YouTube and my Twitter today. So hello to you guys, and get your people on here. If maybe you have sales teams that you know they're marketing themselves online and they want more business, and you know that you need to get them to learn how to create better content to attract those better clients or clients in general. So get that going. We are going to have a jam-packed call today. I'm so prepared. I have had way too much coffee. I'm going to do that. I said to Ricky before I hopped on, I'm like, dude, I think I have way too much coffee. I'm today. So you guys are in for a treat. It is Friday, so you know, why not? So I'm going to go around this. I want Brian first. Brian, do me a favor. Let us know how the heck do we know each other?
Yeah.
And what it is that you're trying to accomplish, your niche. Tell us a little bit about them. Tell us about their needs, wants, and desires, because this is important for me to help you create good content for your people.
Yeah, for sure. Just a little bit about me. My name is Brian Naklis. I'm Chief Marketing Officer of Truly Title. We'll get into Truly Title here in a little bit, but I mean, in my opinion, we have the best branded, best marketed, best title company in the world. I mean, we have phenomenal people. I got into marketing and advertising back at Texas Tech in the year 2000 when, you know, I joined Advocare back in the day, and my buddy's like, oh, let's take Advocare supplements and, you know, let's go on spring break and let's be cool and all this stuff or whatever. And then he's like, oh, there's a business side of it too. And I was like, well, that would be fun. Let me do that as well. And back in 2000, you know, obviously social media didn't exist and the internet was relatively young at that point. And so I remember getting like this little bitty web page. And I remember I had a little bitty picture and a little bitty paragraph, and I was supposed to go conquer the world and sell Advocare. And my first thought was like, well, I need to develop a brand. And like as a 20-year-old frat kid at Texas Tech, I was like, I need to develop a brand. And so I actually taught myself web design, and I taught myself coding, and I taught myself graphic design. And so I put this big brand together called Fitness Drivers and made it less about the product and more about the overall experience and the show and, you know, how to live, you know, optimal wellness and financial wellness. As a 20-year-old frat kid, I was teaching people how to be really responsible, you know, financially. And it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew. And I made a lot of money. And I knew I had this like really big hook in advertising. And so I carried that throughout the years. And my dad worked for a title company in Houston. And so he plugged me in with all of these real estate agents virtually. And he's like, can you help build websites for realtors? And I was like, yeah, that'd be fun. And, you know, here I am, 25, 26, developing websites, and just loved it. I absolutely loved it. Well, fast forward, I've been all over the nation and this and that. And I was living out in Virginia, and I got brought back to Texas to work for a title company in Dallas. And they're like, you know, go out and sell title insurance. And this is when I was laughing. You talk about how sexy title insurance is. We're here to bring sexy back today. So I got brought back to Dallas, and they're like, you know, go out and sell title insurance. And I was like, okay, what do I do? You know, I knew marketing really, really well, and I knew real estate agents really, really well. And they're like, go sell title insurance. So I started calling realtors. I'm like, hey, we have the best title. You should come work with us. We have the best title, knowing nothing what I was doing. And then I'm like, this isn't working for me. And so I was like, well, maybe I should just teach real estate agents about really awesome branding and marketing and, you know, positioning and social media. And so in 2014, I just put it out there, and I was like, how to dominate your brand in real estate. And I had 100 some odd people show up to an event I did the very first time that I did it. And then we captured like 85% of the room directly to one-on-ones, to our sales reps and to our escrow officers. And there was this like snowball effect that people were all into coaching and marketing and advertising. And so immediately I went to my boss at the time. I was like, there's a big angle for like this coaching and value and, innovation and whatever. And so my role got immediately shifted to going around and doing these trainings. And then, I've really just kind of advanced in this industry. And I had the amazing opportunity to come on, because I've done marketing advertising for a long time, to, help be the chief marketing officer at Truly Title. And one little plug on Truly, the thing about Truly for me was there's even coming on before it, I've never seen a brand like it. Truly doesn't look like an outdated title. I mean, all title companies and real estate companies, a lot just looked the same. And it was just a totally different experience. And so I had the opportunity to come on and be part of something really, really cool. And so, yeah, that's that. I mean, now we're just going after the explosive innovation, punchy, social, and how you and I got connected. Yeah, I mean, I've been connected with you, Tanya, for a while, and all of the sponsored ads and all of the just really dynamic content that you put out there, and I'm always wanting to learn. And so I've been part of your sessions and this and that. And I remember I joined the last one, and I got the autoresponder text, from Tanya that I thought was an autoresponder, and I just responded text back, and I was like, hey, this is awesome. I'm super stoked to be a part of this. Really excited. You're crushing it. This will be a lot of fun. And then Tanya writes back and she said, thanks so much, Brian. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Monday. And I was like, is this her? And so I wrote back, I said, thanks, smiley face, and I was just like, it's cool to meet you. And then she's like, it's really cool to meet you too. And then I introduced myself and I was like, well, I do marketing for a living. And she's like, oh, we started chatting. And I still thought you were a robot, but apparently you weren't. And then I just had this idea. I'm like, we have so much value around the country, and I'll get into all that in a little bit, but positioning with you to deliver all of this massive value to our realtors and our lenders across the country. I was like, hey, I've got an idea. Is there any way we could talk about it? And I pitched it. And within seconds, she's like, here's my personal cell. It's chat. And within that, I mean, it just took off. And, every day since then, we've just talked about, really, really cool partnerships going into 2023. So you weren't a robot, and it's good to be here. That's how Tanya and I got
I love that story. And you guys, these relationships, all the relationships that I have in my world online like this, and you guys have seen some of them this week, they have come to me because of content that I create. And that's what we're going to learn about today. We're going to learn about creating the right content to attract your perfect ideal client, but not only just clients, opportunities that may be better than just a one-off client. And some of the opportunities I keep talking about every day this week is getting interviewed on podcasts, getting asked to come and speak. And that was one thing Brian asked. He said, hey, we're doing an event down in Utah. Would you be interested? And I'm like, possibly, let's talk, right? And so all sorts of brand exposure opportunities that could help you go viral in many different areas and walks of life. It's not necessarily the work that you're doing one-to-one. It could be the work you're doing one-to-many through relationships that come from the content that you create. This is how really vitally important it is to do it right. And I hope to shed some light on that today. So excited to be here with you, Brian, and serve your community, because I've seen your group. It's insanely engaged, and your people love you because you have said, well, how the hell do I sell title insurance? Like, what makes you different? Sure, the branding is great, but at the end of the day, title insurance is title insurance. You said that, right? It's the relationships that you have. And Brian was so smart to realize, hey, the main people in most states that actually like have the influence of what title insurance company to go with is the real estate professional that's writing the deal. Yep. So how do I help the real estate agents, whether or not they do business with me or not, how do I help them to build brand equity with them so that they really do want to do business with me? It's the law of reciprocity. And that was the most brilliant thought ever. And so I'm excited to be able to deliver some content to your real estate peeps, because I want to teach them how to create content that attracts buyers as well. Just like you have, I have, and all that. Crystal, Great to be here, girlfriend. I'm excited to have you here. Brian, you're in Texas as well, right? We forgot to say where
Yep.
you are. You're
I'm
in Texas.
Austin, Texas. Yep.
Austin, Texas. Cool. Crystal, where are you from? How did we meet? And tell us a little bit about your niche and your target audience, if you know who your tribe is.
Okay. Hi, I am from Michigan, so it is freezing cold here. And we are in the middle of winter, it seems like. But we just met and I joined the program because I'm looking to launch a new business and I want to do it the correct way this time. I don't exactly remember how I found you, but I'm sure it was an ad on Facebook because I joined network marketing a little over 18 months ago and never liked the marketing strategies that were being taught. And I always felt weird about it. And I never did like the trainings that were provided to me because I felt like they weren't telling me the right things to do. So I was always clicking on the things online that would come up saying, you know, are you sick of doing this as a network marketer? And so I think that's how I found you. And I've been following you and listening to your podcast and the lives on Facebook and trying to implement, but been kind of spinning my wheels. So
Cool.
And then my background is actually as a registered nurse, and I was staying home for a while with my kids. So when I was going back into the workforce, I was looking for some things to do. The network marketing was one of them. And also across a job in nursing that was nutrition coaching. And I thought to myself, this is perfect for me because I'm into health and wellness and I really love education and things like that. So I ended up not taking that job because it wasn't right for me. But I came across a opportunity to kind of start my own business and be certified as a nutritionist, teaching, you know, a certain methodology for living a life diet-free and healthy and improving your health and possibly losing weight if that's what you want to do. So
cool.
So I am getting into that and I want to start that the right way and kind of market both things alongside each other because I do love my network marketing business too.
And it's congruent. So you have the active wear and you have the nutrition coaching. You can make it congruent. When you build a brand, you do it right. You can have many different arms of that brand that are multiple streams of income. But even before the income, you have to have the impact. So it's multiple streams of impact. And then you get the multiple streams of income, which is really great. So I think it's very congruent. I've got some really good ideas for you. Do you know your target audience or your tribe, which is what I like to call it?
Yeah. So I've been thinking a lot about this. I think for the activewear, it's mostly women in their 30s and 40s.
Okay.
And the nutrition coaching is really, it could be for anybody, but it's really geared and good for like the average ordinary person. I would love a better way to say that, but somebody who's not trying to, you know, be a bodybuilder or do anything like that, but somebody who's busy and, you know, maybe working moms or I'm a mom too. So I really can relate to that lifestyle and all of the things that happen and taking care of other little people. So
okay.
I think like busy moms in their 30s and 40s is probably what I'm going for. So
cool. And are you open to some suggestions on that too? If I give you some suggestions, because I had some good thoughts today.
Yeah.
And we'll maybe just open up lots of opportunity. Okay, cool. So we're going to dive in. So just by me asking those questions is typically the first thing that I do when I'm actually coaching somebody to, or even if you're coaching yourself to figure out like, what is my brand? Who is my tribe? And because if you don't know who your tribe is or who you're attracting, then you don't know who to create content for. Like then your content's going to be vanilla and boring. I've been talking about it all week. Don't be vanilla and boring, especially on social media. You have to stand out and catch attention, and you have to do it in a way that people go, ooh, like I call this my stop the scroll test. So if you can stop the scroll and get people to go, ooh, then you know you got a winner. And I've got a bunch of winners, hopefully right here for you guys in content and some really good juicy ideas. Before I dive into that, which is going to be the thing that I dive into next, I just want to let you guys know the reason why we're doing these broadcasts is Right now, we have enrollment open to one of my signature programs called the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. And enrollment actually closes today, midnight East Coast time. So I'm going to put the link up to the program. And basically, this program is for anybody that has products or services that you sell, it doesn't matter what kind, and you want to discover who your brand identity or what your brand identity is, who your tribe is, and you want me to walk you through building a branded infrastructure that you own and control and is yours, which is your website and blog, which is where I post all my content. So today I'm going to show you how to create content ideas, and then I'm going to show you how and where to post these content ideas to get maximum exposure for everything that it is that you're doing online today. Because if you're just posting content on social media, guess how long that content lasts for and works for you for? About 3.8 seconds before it gets shoved down a busy news feed, and you spent all this time creating the post, and now it's gone.
Right.
And nowhere, it doesn't have any SEO. No one can search and find you via Google or anything like that. So since 2014, you guys, I have been employing this pretty simple strategy, creating weekly content on my branded infrastructure, which is my website and blog, that attracts perfect buyers. I show you how I construct it, I post it, and how I promote it. And to this day, if I don't want to create any more content, I don't have to, because all the work that I did is still working for me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, attracting perfect for me buyers. And so I want to show you how I do this. And I'll give you the full flow. But some of the questions that we've been getting throughout the launch, because we know that this can be, this is for every type of business. And you guys, it's kind of contrary, because I always say that if you speak to everybody, you speak to nobody. Mm-hmm. But literally the program is for entrepreneurs and business owners. It doesn't matter what it is that you sell. You could sell peanut butter, and this will help you get set up properly. So as we go through the training and the hot seat session today, I will put the link to that, and you guys just snap a shot of it, write it down, go check out the offer page, all the bonuses, everything that we have going on. But just make a note that if it looks enticing and it looks like it could help you in your business, and you want to be more part of what it is that we're doing and have me help you and work with you, enrollment for this closes tonight, midnight East Coast time. Okay, so with that out of the way, I want to make sure that you understand how to create the right content, because a lot of the questions that you get, probably Brian, I'm sure you get it too. Like, what do I post? Mm-hmm. What content do I create to attract that perfect person? And I see so many people out there pointlessly posting, and I don't like to work that hard. Right. I like to work smart.
Yep.
And I like, if I'm going to do work today, I like that work to still pay me 5, 10 years, 20 years down the road. Right? Yep. Just posting on social media, you're going to be stuck on that hamster wheel forever and ever. I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't the case, but that is the true. I've been doing this for 13 years. All right. And again, if we're meeting each other for the very first time, I didn't introduce myself, but nice to meet you. Tanya Eliza. I help you grow your brand, your business, and your influence online using social media to attract perfect for you buyers. I have been doing this for my personal business for over 13 years now. And we've grown a multiple 7-figure brand and business online. And we created a pretty cool lifestyle in the meantime, where I get to spend lots of time with my family because I'm not on the social media hamster wheel. But it looks like I am, right? It looks like I'm always on social media, but there's a method to my madness. You got to look like it, but not actually be on it all the time. So there's some magic in that. We talk about it in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. Okay. So with real estate, let's talk about this. So your realtors, Truly Social, what up? They are wanting to attract buyers and sellers, mm-hmm. right? Or investors, right? Yep. And when I talk to realtors, because Ricky and I, my husband and I, we're real estate investors as well. And so I try to put myself in my shoes, like, okay, as a real estate investor and have bought lots of homes and sold lots of homes, what is most important to me? That's mm-hmm. what I always ask. And also too, typically when you're talking to a realtor, I say, okay, do you have like a specialty? Like, do you just help first-time home buyers, or do you help investors? And some say I have a specialty. Some do. But if they're just getting started, they go, well, we want everybody. Like anybody that wants to do a deal with me, like, here's my firstborn, like, let's do a deal, right?
Yep.
So I'm going to keep this a little bit more vague. And then any of you guys that are listening that are in real estate and you know that you specialize, then just go down the path of that specialty as far as creating content. So if you specialize, ask yourself, what is my specialty? Is it commercial real estate? Is it leasing real estate? Is it purchase real estate? Is it first-time home buyers? Are you just working as a buyer agent? Are you just working as a seller agent? What if you do have a specialty? Ask yourself, okay, now if I was my perfect buyer, what are the things that they're walking around every day wondering or thinking or having challenges or struggles with? That's the perfect thing. And then the other thing you want to ask yourself is, what are they already Googling online and going to YouTube for? Like, what are the actual things that they're searching? And then by really putting yourself in the shoes of your tribe, you can then create years and years and decades worth of content for them, like all day long. And I'll give you some examples for this. The other thing is if you don't specialize and you're just like, I want to do all real estate transactions, that's okay. That's okay. Because then you're just going to have a diverse group of content that you create. And what you may do, this is a little bit more advanced and high level, but what I would do is I would maybe take, okay, if I'm going to create one high value piece of content every week and I'm going to promote that out, do I want to create these pieces of content in topic specific or niche specific groups of content by the month? So for example, for 4 weeks, I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to create content that revolves around commercial real estate. And then the next month, I'm going to talk about content that will attract home buyers. So you kind of like have little series of content. And then after 1 year of doing that, by the way, you're going to actually be able to look back at your content and go, what is actually giving me the most traction here? And maybe that will also help you to figure out, do I specialize in that area? It'll also help you to figure out, if I'm attracting a whole bunch of commercial buyers or commercial sellers, do I even like dealing with those people?
So so you bring up a really good point. And there's like several points in that. One thing that we talk to our real estate agents a lot, one of our biggest discrepancies and points that gets brought up is like, well, how do I find the time to do all the social media when I need to be working on my real estate business? And you know, for me, and one thing I always say is like, why is it different? Why is you doing explosive social media marketing different than selling real estate? Because you can be exponentially more productive on social media, target marketing, getting these high value content out there, you know, drawing in people to your brand and selling real estate like that. So I think this is fantastic that we can marry the concept of really good social media marketing that will sell real estate. Also, another thing is, you know, you hit it right on the head. Most realtors come into it and there's no strategy behind it. It's, I got my website, I need a Facebook page, I need a, you know, this and that. I'm just going to throw content. But I mean, in Dallas alone, there's 55,000 licensed agents. And in Houston, there's 70,000 agents. In Austin, there's 40,000. You're competing with noise. You're competing with noise and you're competing with space online. And so, you know, you, like you just said, instead of focusing on one post, really kind of package the story and focus on what campaigns that you can do over and over and over, and then automate it so that you could be out and about and you're having, you know, two ways of working efficiently. So I agree with you 100%. You nailed it right on the head there.
And just to also piggyback off of that, Brian, the reason why I started implementing this for me is I was working as a finance specialist 13 years ago, and I was working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and on the 7th day had to be on call. I actually had the same schedule as a realtor because I was working 9 to 9. All right. Yep. And the reason why I employed this specific strategy of one high value content piece a week is because that's all my schedule could permit. And I wanted to make sure that if I'm putting out time in my business, it's in the right spot that's going to serve me for many years down the road. Because if I'm just posting reels or TikToks or Insta, and that's the extent of me getting out there on social media, that is not content marketing. That is not building a brand or a business. You might have a little bit that trickles in, but it's not sustainable for the long term. It's just not. And so what I do is, yes, you create this one high value piece of content, you put it on your website and blog as the piece of content that gives value to attract your tribe and your audience. And then you micro content that out in a scheduled fashion that literally shouldn't take you more than 20 minutes a week to do, following our system that we have. And then you schedule it out. So it looks like you're on social media all the time, but you're really not.
Yep.
And then you actually have that high value piece of content working for you in the background, getting ranked on Google. Other people are sharing it. And then over time, that starts to really, now I will say, if you're also focusing, and this is in my notes here, if you're focusing on dominating your local market, some of those keyword phrases on your website and blog are going to be very easy to rank for if you do it right, because it's going to be very location specific, very location specific. So you could literally dominate your local area by doing some of this and becoming the go-to person for all of this information that I'm going to actually share with you. So once you kind of figure out, like, this is why I say, like, busy people, you're already, if you're going to be going, okay, should I dial for leads for 2 hours? Or could I spend 2 hours creating 3 weeks worth of value content that's going to attract me leads? Where is my time best used, right? And if you can do both, great, you're just crushing it even more. That's definitely, you're just hustling even more. And you should, in the beginning of your business and building that customer base and that brand base, is you're in hustle mode for sure. But then doing it long enough, you get into like cushion mode, like me. Like, we just have tons of people that come and I don't need to pick up the phone anymore. I used to pick up the phone. Now I don't have to anymore, right? Which is a beautiful place to be. You got to hustle for a little bit though on that, the right thing.
To that point really quickly, like, that's a huge conversation that, we all have with our clients, is outbound marketing versus inbound marketing. I'd much rather create a massive inbound marketing engine where they just funnel in with all this amazing content, so that they're coming to you naturally, that you can, smile and dial, but you still have people coming in. But the outbound marketing versus inbound marketing, I'd much rather be an inbound marketing engine that you just have people coming in because of your high quality and high value content.
That's the promised land.
Yeah.
So how do we get there? So we got to create content that attracts the perfect buyer. So I sat down here and I said, okay, here are some topic ideas and some content ideas to attract and that you can put on your website and blog. So if anything to do with commercial real estate. So if that's who at all that you want to attract, is anybody interested in purchasing or selling commercial real estate? What are some topics in commercial real estate that people are Googling already, asking already? And then you can create content, any kind of content to do with commercial real estate questions that your target audience is already asking. Do you know of any off the top of your head, Brian? Like, what is a common question maybe a buyer of commercial real estate asks that you could create a piece of content around?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like growth in areas, like where to buy, what type of land value we've got going. A lot of people are looking at what the market's doing, trajectory of the market. But I mean, really, it's where to find the most valuable land, or, that you could build property and build out, commercial real estate, so that you're getting the most value. And then what's the demand in the area? What type of commercial, are you going to have in the area? You're looking at restaurants, you're looking at gas stations, strip malls, whatever. But that's really, it's sort of value of the area that a lot of people are drawn to.
So just as you're talking, I'm thinking in my head, how do we make specific sexy content?
Yep.
7 areas in the 7 towns or cities in the United States that are still booming.
Yep.
Commercial real estate opportunities under $5 million. So now you're very specific, like, you're going to be attracting somebody who's looking for a commercial real estate opportunity that's under $5 million. So again, and you can use that style, that hook and title for many different post types as far as real estate or commercial real estate goes. Anything to do with real estate investing. So you could even attract, are you going to attract a seasoned investor or a new investor? 7 questions to check off and ask as a new real estate investor before spending time or before losing money or any time.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yep. And
Yep.
no, I was going to say, and that's why it's super important to do this exercise. And I want like one thing that we pitch all the time is the lack of implementation. And that's just because it all seems overwhelming. And I just want to say one thing: if we can stop treating social media and marketing as a tool and more as of a process and a communication method, but you really do need to sit down and develop avatars for your perfect client. And what are they interested in? What are their personalities and what will hook them? And so don't look at it as just a commercial investor, but what are they thinking about on the regular?
Exactly. Yeah, you're getting into their head. It's not about what you're selling. It's about what value can you provide? Because if you're providing value, when you make your recommendations and suggestions for your services, products, whatever, they take you up on those.
Yep.
The law of reciprocity, right? Short-term rental real estate tips. So any short-term rental real estate tips that you can give that are in the mind of a short-term rental individual. Like where 7 hot spots for short-term rental real estate opportunities right now that you can't miss on. High cash flow areas right now for short-term Airbnb properties. It's not where you think.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like, what? And then you're going to attract short-term real estate individuals. Tax advantages of real estate. This is a huge topic of area that I know you always have to put a disclaimer, maybe, hey, I'm not a tax professional. However, this is what I've researched and know. Mm-hmm. Being a real estate professional, guess what? Here are 7 tax advantages that you can take advantage of as a new home buyer.
Right.
Here's 7 tax advantages that you can take advantage of as a short-term real estate investor that you don't know about, and the IRS isn't going to come knocking on your door to tell you. Right. And then exactly, we got emotion. Yep. Somebody's probably going to be like, if that's them, they're going to click, right? They're going to want to know. Tax advantage, or is it real estate home buyer? So anybody, residential home buyer. So there's so many things that you can talk about with a residential home buyer or a residential home seller. A 25-point checklist to sell your home on the first showing or sight unseen.
Yep.
So give them tips like how to prepare for photography, how to, price well, do this, like use your 25-point checklist. Anybody that's in the market of selling their home, they're going to be curious and go to that content.
And then redistribute each one of those 25 points and use it as its own point as well, too. I mean, you've got 25 points of new content.
And that would be micro content that you would share on social.
Yep.
And I don't use social. I'm not on social a lot. This week, I'm probably been the most on social I've ever been doing these lives because they're live. But for me, I leverage social because I don't really love social media. It's a great tool for business, but it's a time waster. I'd rather hang out with my dog and my husband, to be honest. But I think that social media is a great vehicle to bring people to your branded infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the business gets done. Social media is so distracting that people do not, even if they saw your stuff on social media and was like, oh, that's really cool, that's great. What they're going to do is forget about you 3.8 seconds later because they're so squirrely. Attention spans are like negative on social media right now.
Yep.
And so how do you use social media just to get their attention and now bring them over to your website and blog where you have the high value content that gives them that value. And then they're looking at other things. They're going to see your calls to action. I'll show you how my blog is constructed later so you can get some ideas of how to actually structure this because that's really important for conversions. But you got to get them off social. Get them off social, put them into your world. And then that infrastructure elevates your brand credibility and builds brand equity with your people. What if you had a blog post and a content piece, title insurance, why you need it and how much you should pay? Who should you buy it from? Of course, Truly Title would be in there.
Right. I'm telling you, whatever brings Title Sexy back, right? That's all we're doing.
Right? You can even have how to make title insurance feel sexy and
That's
not
right.
like you're wasting your money,
Truly
right?
Title does.
Contract negotiation. So as a buyer or a seller, how to work with your real estate professional to make sure that they are negotiating in your favor and not theirs.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
And there's a lot of topics on there that we could spin from. Closing attorneys. This is a question that I had when I didn't know what closing attorneys were for. I was like, why do you need a closing attorney? Why are they so expensive? What are they actually doing? Maybe you have 5 questions to ask your closing attorney before doing business with them, because typically they're always just recommended by the real estate professional.
Mhm.
Or why you want to take your real estate professional's recommendation on closing attorney in 5 ways it could actually save you time and money or whatever, right? Inspections, tons of topics you can lean on inspections. How to hire the best inspector that's actually going to come in and spend time giving you a full report versus in and out and just, you stroke a check for them. Questions to ask. These are like, you got to pretend like some people don't know what they don't know, and so you're educating them. And
Right.
if you don't know, then you go to Google and you ask Google to give you some tips that you could share back on your blog for your people, because you can actually.
Can I give a plug real quick?
Yeah, sure.
So that's our number one angle for all of our sales reps and all of our escrow officers across the country is daily. Like we sit down with our real estate agents and we help them with their strategy every single day. We build that relationship. We go through, we help them develop these questions. We help them really get that path. And so, for Truly Title across the country, lean heavily on your sales reps, lean heavily on your escrow officers so that we can build this infrastructure and then, really kind of elevate it all. So
cool.
I really agree with you.
One of the questions that I had as a real estate investor, because I was a newer real estate investor at one time, and I'm not super expert right now. I'm still learning every day. But what are real estate syndications and the homework you should do before investing any money with them? So again, you're going to attract that realtor that's the real estate investor that's curious about all real estate investing opportunities. One of them, maybe they're researching and typing in Google how to make sure you're investing in the right real estate syndicate, right? How to do your due diligence, how to interview the people running that real estate syndicate, the company. How do you research? These are things that I want to know. So I'm just kind of pretending I'm your tribe, right? House flips. Maybe if you have a house flip calculator, maybe you have a simple calculator that says how to make sure a house flip could be financially beneficial or before it is financially devastating to your situation. And now you're educating on a simple calculation. And if you don't know the calculation, Google does. It's already out there somewhere. Go find it. And then you regurgitate it back in your way. Don't plagiarize, don't copy. No, but you go model other people's content. You bring it back into your own. The other people that found the other people's content, even though the content exists, it doesn't mean that it's going to resonate with that person because it's not maybe you. Whoever's giving the information is who they're going to be resonating with. Some people resonate with me, some people don't. And that's fine. But my information might be the same as somebody else's information. And somebody might be, I resonate with you more than I resonate with this person. So don't be afraid to regurgitate information that's already out there in your own voice and in your own way, because it can be very helpful to your brand as well. Mortgage rates is a hot topic right now. So maybe there's a calculator that you could give them a little formula as a content piece and be like, hey, my real estate mortgage calculator will help you to see that, even though mortgage rates are, 8-7% today, housing is typically cheaper right now. So I want to show you an equation that you can use so you can see how much house you can afford and how your 7% mortgage rate isn't really that bad and won't be any different than the 2.5% that we were getting before.
And partner with mortgage influencers too, and have discussions live together. I mean, bring in experts that can speak this language as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a leverage tip. So if you had an influencer that was just like an up and coming influencer, you could say, hey, Could I have you out on my podcast? Could you write a blog article if we link back to you? So that you don't necessarily have to be on video or be a podcast to do this content. It is encouraged because people, if they see you, they can build that relationship with you. But if you just want to write the content on your blog, get somebody else to do it for you, and hey, leverage, but it's still serving your tribe, and it's also building alliances. Absolutely. Tips for working with a mortgage broker or bank. That's really important. How to know that you're working with the right mortgage broker that is going to get you the best rate, not necessarily pad his commission. Ask these questions. Look for these line items on your closing doc to make sure you're not wasting or getting ripped off, right? So now you're like, these are big things that people are like, I want to know that. Mm-hmm. And you could be the go-to person that's giving out this really valuable information. There is, for the real estate niche, days and years I could just sit and spin content ideas. And like, no one should ever worry about like what content to create, but that content that they do create, put that on your personally branded infrastructure, your blog, your website. Mm-hmm. Now, if you link out to your company website that they give you from yours, that's fine, totally fine. But Brian and I were having a conversation before we even hit record or play on the live today. He said most of these real estate professionals, and same in network marketing, you guys, we get these company branded sites that we get to co-brand with ourselves. But what happens if you spent so much time building traffic to that site, or even if you're able to, I don't know, but putting content on that site, and let's say you decide to do a career change and you want to switch firms. Guess where all your stuff was leading to, and guess where all of your stuff was. This is why it's very important to have your own branded infrastructure done correctly. And then you can link out to your company one. No big deal. No big deal, because you can change those links later if you want to or need to ever. One thing that real estate professionals, I got a lot of friends that are real estate professionals, are, I think, missing the mark on, where there is incredible opportunity, is not all, but some of them think, how do I just get that next deal, right? How do I sell that house? How do I get that listing? How do I find that buyer? That is a very transactional thinking, right? And so what you want to be doing as a real estate professional also too, like when you get a client or when you sell a house or when you finish a deal, what is the timeline for that person coming back to you to do business or another deal?
Right. Probably.
Sometimes it doesn't exist.
Right.
Some people just buy a house one time. They're not real estate investors always moving and shaking. They're just like, they're the biggest purchase sometimes of their life. And that's it. You're just doing one deal with them. Mm-hmm. So then the question becomes, how do you squeeze more juice out of that orange, give more value, and increase your impact and income? This is something that becomes, it's such an open opportunity for realtors that will help you in so many ways, and also all business owners. So start thinking about, if you have your own branded infrastructure and blog, you have a page on your blog that says resources, or you call it whatever, okay? Make it a fancy name, but it's resources. So what you want to do is think about non-local partnerships that you can make. Realtors already do this with other realtors in their network. And so because you're on the World Wide Web, you're not necessarily only going to be attracting people that are local to you. But what if somebody connects with you? You're in Texas, I'm in North Carolina. Somebody wants to buy in North Carolina. You typically connect me with a person in your network. And that's like the extent of their networking, right? But think about other non-local partnerships that you could also connect with. So home inspectors, closing attorneys, title companies, whatever, right? So start thinking about not just in your local area. Now, in your local area as well, when you're creating these content pieces, if you are mainly focused in your local area, you may consider putting your local city or town name in your content title. because those are really easy to get ranked in Google, typically depending on the keyword and how you SEO it. But I see people who go on YouTube and create YouTube channels, put those YouTube videos on their blog, and they're grabbing both real estate pieces, YouTube and on Google, and people are finding them first page coming up really fast for these content topics using a local keyword. So what I mean by that is 7 questions to ask a realtor that you're looking to work with insert your name of your town, insert the name of your city or town. And then you know that if somebody's searching for realtors in that city, your stuff will start to come up. And then people are going to go, wow, this is very valuable information. This person isn't just trying to say, buy a house from me, buy a house from me. They're saying, here's how I can help you for free. And oh, by the way, guess what I do over here? I'd love to work with you. Then you're getting more law of reciprocity again.
And don't be afraid to share content. Give content away. Give content away.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
absolutely. You have to focus on your content, because if you don't, somebody else will, and you slide down that ladder. Like, you just become more irrelevant because everybody out there is doing the same thing. How are you different? Same thing for network marketing. We're in network marketing. There's 4,900 different network marketing companies out there. What makes us different? Everyone says, oh, the product is the best of the best of the best. It's like, maybe, but maybe not. Right. So why am I going to buy from you versus the other 100,000 reps that are doing the same thing in the company? Right. And also too, you're competing against the other realtors. I hate to say it, but you're competing against the other realtors in your brokerage firm as well. Why are they going to buy from you versus Brian or somebody else in your firm? Right. Why are they going to buy from you? And the more value that you give, the bigger your bank account is going to be. Not just, hey, buy my stuff, work with me. That's not value. How to open up MSIs. So multiple streams of income. When you have your blog and website, here are some suggestions. And I get so excited about this because realtors, you can open up so much income potential. So think about all kinds of partnerships that you can make. For example, title companies, closing attorneys, mortgage brokers, inspectors, pest control, home maintenance and repair services, surveys, wells, septic tanks, septic services and engineering, tree removal, home insurance, just to name a few on the things that maybe you already thought about. Some of these are already not net new ideas, but when you actually have a network of affiliated partners and you actually say, hey, I'm a local realtor, I have a blog and website. I specifically, when I create content, I actually attract a lot of people to my blog and website. I would still say it even if you don't yet, because you will. Right. I would say I attract a lot of people to my website. And what I would like to do is I would like to create a local partnership with you. If I were to send you business, is there any kind of referral kickback that we can create? And then you figure out how to do that. And then on your blog and website, you have their information with your affiliate information that connects back to them. Okay. So now you're building local community connections, and you're also offering a one-stop shop for your people in the local area. Even if they're not in the market of buying or selling a house, they might come in and say, oh, Brian's got this website that has everything collaborated. He's already done all the research on who the best of the best in town is. I'm just going to go there because I don't feel like doing all the research and picking up my phone and wasting time all day. I'm just going to go there because I know Brian, he provides really good content, and I'm not really in the market for a home right now, but I need pest control. I need a new pest control company. So let me go there and look at what Brian refers, and I'm going to do business with them. Boom, Brian gets a kickback. He didn't even sell a house. Right? Yep. So thinking of other ways to make money, also to becoming an Amazon affiliate. Go to most states you can, scroll down to the very bottom of Amazon. When you go to Amazon.com, click their affiliate thing, sign up to be an affiliate. Now, every product that you see on Amazon that you like and use, you can do a newsletter to your community once a week, once a month. Hey guys, these are my top 10 home improvement gadgets that I really love. And if you love them too, check them out. Those have all of your affiliate links on them. These could be books. These could be small home appliances. These could be decor, furniture. anything at all that you know that your tribe would be interested in as far as real estate goes. It could even be outside of what you think that your tribe might be in, and it could just be a nice thing that you like. Talked about this yesterday. I was on Jenna Kutcher's blog or podcast, and I was listening to her podcast, and she was talking about her biohacking journey. And I was like, cool, I'm interested in that. Let's listen. She recommended all of these products that she was using on her biohacking journey, put them on her blog. Her affiliate links were included. And I ended up spending $1,700 on her website through her affiliate links because I listened to that high value piece of content. And guess what? She's paying for her shameless purchases all the time everywhere. So now she's like, I got an Amazon addiction. I gotta buy this. How am I going to get it paid for?
Yeah.
Right? This is what you can do. So, Christmas is around the corner. Guess what? You could create a Christmas wish list for the house that you could send out, or you could put on your blog and say, hey, these are the things that I'm into this year because you built a brand. People are interested. Hey, you might find these valuable or really good present ideas for your wife or your husband or the family or the house. Yep. Go here and check this out. If you guys have a blog and website right now, if you don't, go let us walk you through building one in like 3 days flat. Like it could be really that simple in Ultimate Branding Blueprint. But if you already have a website and blog right now, like yesterday is gone. So today's the next best day. Do a Christmas wish list with affiliate links in there. You'll serve your audience in a huge way, but you also make some money. And hey, you'll maybe pay for your Christmas shopping in the meantime.
And your ranking will go up because you're connected to all this stuff. 100%. Yep.
Exactly. And now you're linking out to more higher authority sites.
Yep.
So like Brian said, your ranking on your maybe new site is going up and up and up. Absolutely. Oh, that was a good tip. I like that one too. Company direct partnerships as well. So like Jenna did, by the way, she recommended this infrared mat that was a PEMF mat. It was infrared. And she actually had the affiliate link to the actual company website. So we bought from the company website, but sometimes on these company websites, you can go on the website, scroll down, and it'll say at the bottom in the footer of affiliates, and you can sign up or request to be an affiliate, but sometimes there isn't. And then what you do is you reach out to the company and you ask them, say, hey, I'm a realtor in such and such area, or I'm an XYZ, whatever you are. And you say, hey, I love your product. I have a website and blog and an audience that I think would love it too. Do you guys have an affiliate program? And if you don't, could we create some sort of a partnership or an alliance?
Yep.
And typically these days, businesses know how important influencer marketing is, that they're really smart with putting these programs together. So these programs exist more today than they did 5-10 years ago.
Well, and just really quickly, like we talked earlier, one of the main drawbacks of a real estate site is 200 pages, 199 pages on there are pointless and nobody looks at. But now if you can restructure the website and have all of these affiliate programs and content linking and this and that to all of these influencer companies, now you've restructured the site to actually serve a purpose, that will net you massive results from it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly. And then that content is working for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on your site.
Yep. You're building.
And then when you're on social, like I have a really cool training in the Ultimate Branding Blueprint in the bonus section that I show people how to look like they're on social all the time, but they're not.
Yep.
And what it is and a lot of those micro posts are linking back to your content on your blog and website. Because if you're on any social platform is very distracting, even if you're on YouTube, where people spend a lot of time on YouTube. But then what does YouTube do? They want you to keep on YouTube, not out of YouTube. So they're suggesting you other videos. They're doing in-stream reels, in-stream advertising. They want you to stay on YouTube. So even if you're on YouTube, where people spend a lot of time, as opposed to like TikTok, where they're like just scroll really fast, typically you want to still, and you'll see this how I do it on my YouTube videos, is like I bring people from YouTube to my blog and website as fast as I can. Because I know if I can get people to my blog and website, it's constructed in a way to generate leads and sales. And I have their attention there. Whereas like when they're on squirrely social media, like it's hard.
Right.
Like it's hard to get their conversion and the conversation going. I'll be honest.
Yep.
And I try, we try, and I'm like, maybe there's an easier way to do this. And and I'm like, we try, and I'm like, I fail. I'm like, let's go back to what we know is tried and true.
But
content on the
and
blog.
you can, I mean, you can, like you said, stop the scroll on social media. You just have that immediate brand impact, that you have that credibility. You have all these visuals and videos, and then, like you said, funnel them back to your high value content where you
Yeah.
have your repository of everything that you want them to engage with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, you gotta hook them, and then you've got to take them into your environment, especially nowadays more than ever, because everyone is so squirrely with their attention spans. It's not even funny.
Yep.
But not only that, is like everybody and their dog literally has a social media profile now. So what makes you stand out? What makes you professional? And when you can immediately take somebody from social, if you find them there, use it as the vehicle, bring them over to your branded infrastructure, to your content. They're not only just going to see your content, it's going to get good value from them. They're also going to see the other pages of your blog and your website that you have put together very strategically to generate leads and sales. They're going to be on your about page. They're going to learn about you. They're going to be exposed to your offers that you have there if you do that right. And that's why I've just been teaching this literally since 2014, because it's how I went from making $56,000 a year in my business, which isn't bad, but it's not spectacular, to the next year going to $434,000, from that $2.1 million very consistently now. And if you do it right, what you should be doing is working less and less and less as you get more content pieces out on the World Wide Web. So yes, exactly. Like and with these direct company partnerships, furniture companies, who can you partner with? Appliance companies, fixtures. I'm sure I'm not mentioning some of them that are still out there as opportunities, but really think about, and if you guys are enjoying this, give it a thumbs up. Let everybody know in the comment section if it's helping you. Maybe you're coming up with really good content ideas. I feed off of your guys' energy as well. We do have my staff and my partners on today. Ricky is also on. He's helping to field questions in specific to the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, because we closed doors today, and it's our job to make sure all of those get fielded today for you guys as well. Crystal, Brian, do you have any questions? We're gonna tag team with Crystal a little bit and give some ideas.
Yeah, no, please. I mean, this is awesome. Yeah, enjoying it a whole lot. So I appreciate you having me on.
So many good examples. Like, as I was coming up with your content ideas for like real estate, I'm like, oh, I want to do real estate now. This is fun.
There's the new title.
I was like, this is so much fun. I can create content for days on this thing. So Crystal, if you guys are just tuning in and you didn't see the very beginning, Crystal is in Michigan. She says it's freezing. And so let's share some love with her if you guys are in a cold environment right now. I'm in North Carolina. It was 30 degrees last night when I walked Loya, and I was bundled up with 2 coats and I looked funny. So she is in a network marketing direct sales company, does active wear. So yoga, active, kind of comfy wear, which I love, by the way, and live in, and I think most people these days do. And also she has, she is going to be getting into becoming a nutrition coach. She's got certified, and she's a nutritionist now, right? Am I getting that right? I just want to make sure. Okay, cool. So what
I'm still in the process of completing it.
Cool. And so, and she also, did you just say that you just purchased the Ultimate Branding Blueprint because you wanted to like tie it all together and build the site and get all that? Okay, cool. Welcome then. This is awesome. And so, yeah, absolutely. And I love this because also too, we're going to be going live in our group, doing more of these specifically to our Ultimate Branding Blueprint members in January. Every day of the week in the group, I go live and I bring out our members, and we come up with content ideas for our members and help them come up with content ideas. So it's going to be really valuable in there as well. So my suggestion for your tribe example, because you said something in the beginning, you said like busy working moms, which is cool, or busy moms, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people doing that right now.
Yeah.
So how do we stand out? And it's not to say that it's if there's a lot of people doing something, it doesn't mean that you don't have a space. If it actually, in fact, it's quite the contrary. It means that the market's already been tested and it's working. That's why there's a lot of people doing it. So it doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Just so go with your gut on where you feel it you'd like to create that tribe from. But one thing that I immediately thought of, not knowing who you were already thinking about who your tribe was I sat down and I said, what could be a good tribe if I was brand new in this business, and who would I want to attract? And the tribe example that I actually came up with was women that work from home and like accountability and high performance coaching and results. I don't know if that resonates with you or even anybody listening to this live right now, but I try to think about, for me, like, and this might not be you, but this is my thought process, is who do I like to be around, and who am I inspired by as well? And that was just for me. Like, I didn't know anything about your tribe yet because we weren't on the call. I was just working this morning a little bit on this. But I thought about also too, the longer that I'm in business, I learned so much, right? And I try to think about now, if I'm selling something, because we're all here because we're trying to sell something, services or products. I like to attract a tribe that has the right mindset for me and the right pocketbook for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we work in a tribe where they're like, we know they might give us price objections all the time and we just don't want to deal with that. Or maybe I've got to do too much motivation and mindset coaching to kind of get them on my same level to really see the big vision, right? So I learned this not too long ago, actually. And it's not that I don't want to help the people that are just starting, that maybe don't have money, and I want to help them get more money. But I also want to just be aware of, like, okay, if I'm going to be like marketing, what's like the fastest way to point A to point B? Like, I'm here to give value, but I'm also here to make money because I'm a business, right? And so are you. So for me, I was just thinking about, if it was my tribe, what would I do? And I'm like, okay, I would want to work with that like professional work from home individual that's kind of maybe on the road to like their point Z, but maybe they're at point M, right? And then I'm like, okay, because they already have the right mindset to spend money. They already are like they're thinking high performance. So like, if you go to like talk to them about nutrition and optimizing their nutrition for better performance throughout the day, they will be spending money for that because they know the indirect effect of doing that. You don't necessarily have to like talk them into doing that. They already kind of know that they're problem aware. And then you're able to just say, well, hey, I'm the solution. Hey, and here's why I'm perfect. And here's why you should work with me. And so I'm just making a suggestion. It could be something that you go with. It's just an idea. I was also thinking that if they're also like into high performance coaching and results, are kind of like in that right mindset that they want to spend money and look good on their active wear, even if it's expensive, like Lululemons, right? Or they want to invest in their health at a higher level, because you really do need to have people that are cool with spending money on their health and they get the importance of that, versus having to convince somebody, like drag them through the mud. You can only drag so many people through the mud, right? How does that feel at all? Like, feedback?
Yeah, I that's not something I had thought of. Honestly, I'm not really, I feel like I connect more to like the mom person because I was a stay-at-home mom for lots of years. And so the working from home person, I guess I kind of do that a little bit with these businesses, but I mean, I'm up for any suggestions. So
here's the really wonderful thing about it. Your brand is going to evolve and change over time. Nothing is set in stone. So you could create some content that attracts this tribe. You could see how it goes. You could attract some content that attracts this tribe. You see how it goes. And you're going to discover so much about you. You're going to discover so much about your tribe. And so there's world's your oyster. So many possibilities when you do this. Nothing is set in stone. Mm-hmm. The cool thing is each week you get a new topic that you can talk about to attract the tribe that would be perfectly situated for your products and services. And I like that. If you resonate with moms, like, go gangbusters on the moms. Like, they need as much help as possible too. And if you can help them, like, absolutely help them.
But it's true. There's a lot out there there's a lot out there that people are doing. So
cool. Yeah. And I mean, just if you do it, just don't be vanilla, right? Like, find a way to be like, okay, speak their real language. And in the broadcast that we did this last week, these previous days, I gave some really like good examples of trigger words that some people are embarrassed to call out, like the voices in our head. But as marketers, when you just call that out and you speak the elephant in the room, you get a reaction. And they're like, oh, that's me. That's what I'm thinking. And it's so funny because you see the comedians that are out there, and this is just beyond my personality a little bit, but it's interesting to watch as the comedians out there, the funniest ones are the ones that are saying the things that we wish we could say, but we're not saying. And then we're laughing at it because they said it, right? So it's getting their reaction and really helping them. Okay, so let's give some good content ideas. I'm going to riff these out. These are really good. So if you guys are in wellness, nutrition, fitness, anything like that, this is going to be, I tried to keep in mind exactly the two types of businesses that you had to be as relevant as possible. So you could create either a weekly or monthly high value content piece that is like our outfit of the month and deals, right? So we'd create a hook and title for that title. But you guys in Zaya, I think that you get new stuff every month or every week or whatever, right? And then that just flies off the shelf, right? Cool. Yeah. So I would be proactive in knowing, maybe, I don't know if you guys get any insider information on like what's coming, but maybe if you did, you could like put a post together and you could say my favorite outfit or the outfit of the week. And here's how to save some money on it. Here's the link to go and get it. Mm-hmm. And then make that outfit be, a comfy outfit, to still make you feel like you're dressed up, but you're still wearing your yoga gear or whatever. Right. Mm-hmm. So we've got you could do an outfit of the week, outfit of the month, get some exposure for the yoga wear specifically. You could also give shopping lists. So you could give away like food shopping lists, food grocery lists to XYZ, improve your mental health and clarity. Shopping, your next shopping list to help you increase your energy and performance throughout the day without medications or things that are bad for you, without energy drinks, copious amounts. Like here's natural ways natural foods to incorporate in your next shopping list. Those are going to be really powerful and grab a lot of attention. You can give meal plan ideas. So you can really riff on anything like meal plan ideas for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And you can think about your target audience and your tribe. They're typically busy, so they don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen, typically, because they got other things to do. So you could also make that very specific. 7 healthy dinner meals, or even be even more specific, 7 vegan dinner meals that take less than 30 minutes to prepare. And your husband will also love it too. LOL. Right? Because men normally like to eat meat. Not all of them, I understand, but it's a trigger word for some people, right? The women want to eat healthy. The men is like, where's the steak, right? So typically that might help. That might trigger. Foods to avoid to increase, right? So you could have 7 foods you need to increase or you need to include to help you increase energy. You could say even help you to eliminate brain fog, eliminate bloating. People that are going to be attracted to these content pieces, they might be a perfect client for you for your nutrition coaching with your call to action, because they're interested in bettering their nutrition in some way if they hit that post. Foods to include that increase energy. Foods to include, you can even, very specific, 7 plant-based foods to include that increase energy. You'd also say mental alertness. Show off your hidden 6-pack, wink, wink. Right. So you're talking about reducing bloat. Gut health is a big thing right now. Right. So you can capitalize off of the people's awareness of having better gut health. On the road nutrition cheat sheet. So a restaurant menu guide where you can still eat on the go without feeling bloated or guilty. So that's a common thing some people have struggles with, depending on your tribe. Eating on the go, fast food, if they're traveling or whatever. People are traveling around the holidays right now. It might be a good one too, to do a post about how to travel during the holidays and still feel like you haven't completely dropped off your nutrition plan or goals or whatever, right? Yeah.
Or when you go to someone else's house and you can't control like I just had this during Thanksgiving, but I was still able to follow the plan. I'm doing the plan right now. And that's the beauty of it. So
I love it. And that again is a personal story post as well. Here's what I did to not offend my friend that invited me over for holiday dinner, but I still stayed on track with my nutritional goals. Right.
Yeah.
And people are going to be like, oh gosh, I feel that. I go through that too. Plant-based options that you can trick your family with and your husband will still love. Holiday meal alternatives that are healthy and create a wow factor around the table. A guilt-free charcuterie board that your belly and gut will love. 7 spices to use in cooking that cleanse and help heal the gut. 8 foods to avoid if you're trying to shed pounds. 9 ingredients to look for on labels that will kill your good gut bacteria and wreak havoc on your immune system. So you can take those and create like so many different riffs, but see the basis of this is that with that content piece, you're bringing people who have an interest in nutritional well-being to your environment, which is your exact perfect buyer. Because the worst thing is in anything that we do in business is trying to convince somebody to do business with us.
Yep.
And then also talking to people who don't even have a need for our services or our products. Then you're just like throwing mud at the wall and hoping that a bunch of it sticks. And you're like, I don't know if I'm fishing in the right pond here.
Right.
This allows us to put fish in the pond and they just come so fast in the boat. You're like, okay, I got to keep up with this as a quality problem.
Well, it's answering the questions they're always thinking about. I mean, it doesn't matter the industry. It's figuring out their questions and answering them and then expanding on those answers. So good content's universal. I mean, everything that you're doing, Crystal, like it crosses industries, like real estate agents that work with us are also focused on really good nutrition. And so, I mean, good content is good content. And so, it's that hook and that value.
As like the go-to person for good nutritional health information, you could go into sub niches. Again, you could have 1 month where you focus on helping real estate professionals, just throwing it out there because this is what we have here. Yep. So you talk to the needs, wants, and desires and help and actually call out real estate professionals in your title, right? And in your content. You can then just transfer that same content and label it for a different niche for next month. You can take that same content and label it for another niche that month. It doesn't matter. You're helping these groups of people with things that that they really want or what are interested in them that could lead them into your services. There's so many ideas.
And in the real estate industry, I mean, they want to talk about other things other than real estate. They're going to regurgitate your content because they want to be found for good nutrition. They want to be found for good restaurants. I mean, you go back to lifestyle branding, you want to move to Austin. Austin's got, restaurants, bars, music scene, this and that. So everything you're talking about food oriented and good restaurants, we're training the real estate community to talk about all the same stuff too. So, it's universal across, every industry.
Yeah. And then once a month or once a week, you have a style guide that you give out and get some exposure for the active wear as well. And be like, hey guys, this is what I'm wearing this month. I love it. It just came on for sale or it's coming out for sale. We typically sell these out. And then also I know that with active wear direct sales companies, typically because of the model that they've set up where they do limited edition, then they sell out really fast. They build that false sense of urgency, but it's not false sense of urgency, it's like real urgency, but they build that urgency in like the next month coming out and then they sell out. So people are like, we know we got to hit the buy button like now, because otherwise it's going to be sold out and it's legit. So then you get your residual from that as well, which is great. And then again, all the same MSI real estate opportunities exist for every business out there. I hope you guys didn't just say, oh, I'm not in real estate, so this isn't going to work for me. No, I mean, those are all the same opportunities for your specific niche and your specific profession and industry that you're in. And so you have your blog and then you have your resources page and you have all the resources there that are pertinent and applicable to your tribe. And that opens up so much doors as well as alliances. Because again, think about it. If you're recommending somebody else's services, what are the chances that they'll be more inclined to recommend you as well?
Yep.
Mhm.
So you're building that two-way referral network as well. And you could also go out, if anybody is just like how Brian said, go out and look at some micro influencers that you could bring out, do a live with. By the way, if you're doing Facebook Lives, you can embed the Facebook Live to your blog and website.
Yep.
As extra real estate exposure. So maybe Facebook isn't going to rank you in Google. They do some things, by the way, but it's not necessarily, it's not there yet. But you can take the content and embed it on your website and blog. So you can kind of double dip on, no pun intended, real estate there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I hope all these ideas like just get you fired up with the opportunity that you have with your brand. Like you have something, I'm talking rhetorically, but like you have something super good inside you. Like you have products and services that you sell. You have your zone of genius. You have your special finesse, like your brand. You just need to position it properly and then get out there and market it properly so that people find you. And then you can like just, reap the benefits of having that impact. You have enough impact. You help enough people get what they want. You ultimately get what you want. And that's why we do all of this free content. People are like, man, you do so much free content. You give away so much for free. And I was like, multiple 7-figure business, not all free. Like, but that's the only way. Like you can't withdraw from the bank without making deposits. And the way that you make deposits, if you are marketing online your business or even offline your business, is you give value. You give value. You always ask, what can I give before what can I take? And if you do that, you will have the most impact. You will have the biggest bank account and you will have the best lifestyle and the best clients ever. The best clients ever.
And that's kind of the thought process around Truly Social. I mean, and I appreciate all the amazing words you've said about Truly Social. Is like, we created this really awesome, amazing community. And the whole point of it is to bring real estate professionals across the country and just deliver value continuously. And by doing that, we're showing exponential value for Truly Title to earn that partnership on a continuous basis. So, you're 100% right. And give away, demonstrate that value, and then create that partnership and that relationship that you've proven yourself as, an impactful marketer and salesperson and all of it. But yeah, the value is everything.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And for as much value as, we give our communities, it would be silly for people in our communities to not do business with us.
Right. Absolutely.
It's almost impossible because it doesn't land in the law of reciprocity. Get this book, you guys. If you are selling, actually, if you're just living and breathing, get this book. It's called Influence. It's called The Psychology of Influence by Robert Cialdini. And those 6 human principles you need to know in life.
Yep.
Because basically it's the 6 human principles of what creates influence over somebody for that somebody to take a specific action or for them to take a specific action. This not only works for marketing, but it works for life because you also need to influence your kids. You need to influence your spouse. You need to influence socially. But in marketing especially, and one of the laws in there is the law of reciprocity. And the law of reciprocity says that if somebody does something nice for you, they automatically feel indebted to do something nice back. There's so many others that actually fit into content marketing with those 6 human laws as well. But the law of reciprocity is the biggest one. So immediately, the more value that you give, somebody just feels automatically indebted to take some sort of an action with you because you gave them something. Versus somebody out on social or whatever, they're like, hey, do business with me, do business with me, do business with me.
Right. And that's I kind of joke, but that's one thing I joke with a lot of real estate agents is you see across the board, hey, I'm a real estate agent. I would love your referrals. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like, because of you exist, I should get your referrals. Give away that value, establish that credibility, establish that positioning, establish that difference, be that influencer online. And that's one thing I say, don't be a real estate agent, be a real estate influencer, be a marketing media company that happens to do real estate. And you'll create a much bigger hook than just send me your referrals.
We solve problems. That's
Mhm.
all we do. You want to make sales, you got to solve problems. You got to
Yep.
know what the problems are. You got to know who your tribe is, but that's all we do is we solve problems. You solve enough problems, you make enough sales. Noelle, I like this. I forgot to mention too, she makes a good point. She says, I purchased UBD a couple days ago. I referred a friend who's going to be my accountability partner. I'm getting 50% commission for referring her. That pays for half the program I just purchased. Incredible. So as a member of the Ultimate Branding Blueprint, if you want to become a referring affiliate, we give you that opportunity. And so we say, hey, refer to, and yours is essentially free. Noelle, you crushed it. You actually took action and did something with it. Boom, you're having your stuff pay for itself. As people online marketing, we should never have to pay for things.
Right.
There's always a way to get the thing paid for.
Yep.
Influencer marketing is like, I can't even believe it's a thing, Brian. Like, Crystal, like, can you believe it? Like, influencer marketing, like a couple years ago, you're like, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. I think we talk about it on the offer page that we have the referral program. At least I hope we do, because it is a big deal that helps our students. We just had a lot of students say, do you have a referral program? Because I talk about it all the time. They're like, well, do you have one? So we created one after people asked for it. That means probably they liked the stuff, then they wanted to refer it. So that's cool. Dean, my man, thanks for coming on and helping with comments. Ricky as well, thanks for helping out. Bianca, thank you for helping out with comments. Everybody else that was on today, I hope you got a lot of value. I've taken up enough time of these guys' precious day as busy entrepreneurs, and it being a Friday and we're trying to close out our week. But guys, please go and check out the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. It's a pride and joy of mine. The reason why I created it wasn't to make money. It's I had a lot of people say, what are you doing? And instead of me like saying, I can't tell you, and because I don't have time, I created the program. And it's literally peanuts on the dollar for the value that you get in there. I made it extremely affordable. I packed it with 1,000,000,001 crazy, awesome, I'm exaggerating, but bonuses that just blow the value away. And we close the doors today, so don't miss out if you want to come and join us. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for being here.
Can I give a quick call to action, sign off real fast before?
Yeah.
So, across the country, we've got people watching everywhere, real estate agents. We've got the best of the best sales team, escrow officers. Please, all these ideas, implementation, please get with your sales team, get with your escrow officers. We're going to have tons of follow-ups, and we have awesome partnerships coming up with Tanya. She's brilliant, but please, please, please get with your sales team and your escrow officers. Throw us on your deals. I mean, that's what we're here for. We want to earn your business. We're doing what no other title company is doing. So please get in contact for the follow-up steps and to what's to come. So Tanya, I'm super excited with what we've got coming up. So yeah.
I will echo that, because we never always like to talk about how great we are. If somebody else tells us it's better. Yep. But as a marketer that understands giving value and doing that first before asking for the sale, when Brian threw me in his group and I started to look at the value that he gave in there and the philosophy that he had around, not just, hey, I'm a title company, do business with me. He's literally really helping, and he has big plans to help even further real estate professionals, even mortgage lenders, mortgage brokers, like not just real estate professionals, but everything that encumbers. Right. It's incredible. It really is. And that's what you want in your alliances. You don't just want somebody knocking on your door saying, do business with me. Then you sign and do business and they're gone and the support's gone. That doesn't happen. So it's Brian's world. So yeah, you guys are doing a really good job. And Crystal as well, girl, you are on the right track. I know that you're just getting started out, but so is 85% of the community that I have is just getting started. And so to have that start in the right direction and then have all of this knowledge and support and help, you are the average of the 5 most people that you hang out with. Mm-hmm. I was talking to Ricky about that this morning. We had a tangent because I drank way too much coffee. And I was like, babe, I like to surround myself around people that are moving and shaking and I'm inspired by. So if you're not quite inspired by your crew right now that you're hanging out with,
find a new crew.
Come into Truly Social. Come into the Ultimate Branding Blueprint. Come and engage with Crystal. Like we're moving and shaking and doing some big things. Get inspired, because that's the only way that you keep moving and you keep moving in the right direction with the right people. So you're in the right spot.
Yeah, I'm already.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'm already learning so much and going through the module. I'm on the first one right now, so But I appreciate that the videos are like kind of short,
Yeah.
so I can kind of chunk it and it's not overwhelming. So that's nice. And I'm learning so much and I'm excited.
Thank you for that feedback. We really enjoy it. It does help
Yeah.
everybody if somebody's wondering, like, hey, what is the experience like? You know,
Yeah.
so as well. Thank you for sharing. We're glad to have you and everybody else that's joining in this go around. Thanks, Brian, for showcasing us in your community. I hope we added a lot of value as well, as we always try and aim to do. And your community is really awesome. So I'll give them a big shout out as well. They are crushing. They're going to be a really powerful group of real estate professionals.
We've got an amazing culture. So I'm very proud of everybody and thankful for everybody we get to work with.
The community, the name of the title company is Truly Title.
Truly Title. Yep.
Yep. And you guys, if you want, go to my Facebook page, comment, and then people will see your profile. They can come and check you out, guys, later too. Because my community does go and look at the people that I bring out. And I think it's good exposure for you guys.
I would love it.
Yep. All right, you guys, have a rockin' day. I totally appreciate your time on this Friday afternoon. Enjoy your weekend coming up, and let's crush it. I'm excited to be in your world a little bit. Great to have you guys. Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Awesome. Bye, everybody.